Hello, this is Earl, and this is the Tenacious Baseball League, and we may very well crown a champion tonight of the initial, so the title, if you've seen these, V1.0, the reason that I put it that way is that's version 1.0. I anticipate sometime down the road there will be a 2.0 or whatever you want to call it. I guess 1.1 could be, but no, I guess 1.1 would be if I tried to redo another 2015 season. So, Dodgers at Cubs. And for Game 5, the Dodgers are ahead 3-1 in the series. And they won the most recent game, so the games so far. The Dodgers took Game 1 and Game 2, both games in LA. The Cubs got the first one at Wrigley. But then the Dodgers got the most recent game. They had Kershaw come back on the mound. Clayton Kershaw. Game 4, he was dominant. A 2-hitter for the Dodgers. I think they only had 6 hits themselves. Yes, but that was quite a dominant performance. I can't believe I didn't recognize that during the game. But Kershaw himself only went 7 innings, but he got the victory. He may not pitch again in the series. So, but anyway, we are here for Game 5, and Zach Greinke will go again on the mound, right-handed pitcher for the Dodgers. Zach Greinke, 4.50 ERA. At the Cubs, John Lester. This 1-0 for John Lester in the playoffs here, 4.15 ERA. So that's where we're at. So we'll see what happens here. Dodgers had Jimmy Rollins go out with injury, so he won't be playing in this game. I'm going to try to figure out a better setup for my little dice tray. I'm afraid it's going to be tough to do. I was thinking about the one way is fine, but then the other way it gets a little awkward. So we'll just see. Let me get this into its position that it needs to be, and then we will go from there. All right, so we're going to start with the Dodgers at bat. They are the away team, so we will go with your lineup. Carl Crawford will lead off, and he's going to be the DH, lefty against lefty Lester. Excuse me. Enrique Hernandez will be at short. Jimmy Rollins again is injured. Howie Kendrick at second. He'll bat third. The fourth hitter will be Adrian Gonzalez. He'll be at first. Scott Van Slyke will be in left field and bat fifth. Sixth hitter Corey Seager will play third base. Right fielder will be Yasiel Puig, and he will bat seventh. Eighth will be Yasmani Grandal catching. And Jock Peterson will be in center field. Lefty rounding out the lineup. As you can see here in the statistics, Peterson is actually leading the team in home runs in the playoffs, 3 home runs. Also leading the team in strikeouts with 13. So the best average in the lineup tonight is Carl Crawford. He was way down the list at the start of the playoffs. I think in his first 4 games he might have went 0 for 1 for like 15 or something to that effect. But then stormed ahead, and he's now at 342. Andre Ethier not in the lineup tonight, but he is at 308. A couple of the guys, A.J. Ellis, he starts for when Kershaw's in. Callaspo, not good against lefties. That's why he's not starting. So let's get... we need this card for Lester, and we are ready to go. Game 5, I'm going to adjust the card to be a little less prominent, and we'll see how this goes with this positioning. I don't know how it'll work out with when we go with the card at the top of the screen. We'll have to see. Maybe there's another way to do it. Carl Crawford will lead off against John Lester. Lefty. Game 5. Dodgers ahead 3-1 in the series for 6 And a 4-6 against a lefty struck him out. Enrique Hernandez with 1 out, 4-6 against a righty, another strikeout. Got 2 4-6s in a row. Howie Kendrick, 2 away, 3-8 against a lefty, and that's a ground ball. Starlin Castro makes the play, and a nice first inning there for John Lester. So what we'll try to do, actually maybe the thing to do is to do this. There we go. All right, this will work. So Greinke getting the start again for the Dodgers. He hasn't had the greatest postseason so far. He's actually had a postseason more befitting of Clayton Kershaw and some of his numbers. But Dexter Fowler will lead off. He is not doing too well, but on base percentage-wise, he is still up above 300, so he will lead off in center field. Chris Coughlin will bat second in left. As you can see, he is at 357 for an average, so he hits pretty well so far in kind of platoon duty out there in left field. Chris Bryant will be at third base, and he'll bat third. Going to move Schwarber to the cleanup spot even against a righty here, so he has 5 home runs here in the postseason. Starlin Castro, fifth hitter, playing short. Anthony Rizzo at first. Jorge Soler will be the DH tonight. Chris Denorfia in right. And Addison Russell will be at second base. And so Zach Greinke will go. Hi, Statistician. Now, while I'm thinking about it, before I go too much farther, hi, Mr. Lunar Bub. Hi, Derek. This could be the final night of the series, but before I go too far, I wanted to mention, I believe the web address is thestatistician.blogspot.com for the Statistician. He's starting to put together some strat-based articles / just general knowledge things for those who want to play strat. So if you're interested in that, go to his site. Again, I believe he can comment if he wants and give me I'm pretty sure it's thestatistician.blogspot.com. So check it out. And I'm going to close the comments for the moment so I can see my card. Dexter Fowler against Greinke, so it's righty. And Fowler from the left side as a switch hitter. 4-9. He's batting from the left. It's a ground ball to short. So the shortstop is Enrique Hernandez. He's a 4 range and a 1. And that is good for a single for Fowler. I'll try to put that in the link. That's a good idea. I'll try to put that in the link for this game. It needs to be publicized a little bit more. It's hold on. I'm trying to optimize this this setup here because I also added a lamp here to try to help the lighting a little bit. So I'm trying to get everything in the shot, and as you all know, when you try to do that, it can make for some interesting dilemmas here. Oh, and I did not roll for actually give me one moment here as I continue to fiddle while Rome burns. All right. That should work. All right. I did not roll for teams holding on. So with Grandal being a 0 arm and an 11, that means that they're going to hold C and above. Dexter Fowler was a no-brainer. They're going to hold him. Schwarber catching +2 arm and a 1 means they will hold on everybody. All right. So Fowler being held on, and Grandal has a 0 arm. That makes him a 1-13 chance being an A stealer, if you can see that over here. Coughlin, they're going to hit and run with Coughlin here. B hit and run guy. And a 10. And he pops out straight up in the air. Kendrick gets that. That's 1 down. Doesn't work out. Chris Bryant. 2-8. And that's a ground ball to first base. Fowler, with his speed, will get to second on the play. That's 2 down. But can Schwarber get a hold of one here, or at least get a single or something to that effect to get the run home? 1-5. And 1-5, he does get a hold of this one. It's got a chance. Is it long enough? It looks long, and it looks gone. Kyle Schwarber, a 2-run home run. He has 6 here. This guy's card is... he's getting all of the rolls, and it is 2-0 Chicago. I mean, Schwarber has some nice meat there in the 1 column, but he seems to get plenty of 1s, and he's got 4 selections there. Yet he has 3 that are almost assuredly home runs, and another that's at least a 50% shot. So Castro now with 2 outs. 5-12 against a righty. Ground ball to second. Kendrick, 3 range and a 16. And that will be the end of the inning. They pick up 2 runs on the 2-run shot from the Schwarbmeister. All right. Check the comments. Hi, Benny. Well, I don't know as he has a lot of articles yet. I guess what I would say is that so one of the things he has are some compilations of the various custom rules that have been kind of rolled out both by himself, and he has one of mine in there. Actually, it was this defensive hold. So it's something to check out if you're interested in some other alternate ways to try. And if you have some things to potentially, submit to have, maybe he can take a look at them and see what, maybe he could even give you an email address or something, so that if you had something that he wanted to look at and think through and see if it's worth including in his blog, I'm sure he'd love to have some information like that to add to his treasure trove of stuff that's going on. So I don't want to overcommit him to that, but we're strat heads. We kind of like to... the more information, the better. Adrian Gonzalez up against John Lester here. 5-3. I kind of like this. Even if it goes off to the side, you can still see it. 5-3 against a lefty. Ground ball to first. Both first basemen in this game are very good at defense. Rizzo, and that's going to be the first out. Say he takes it underhands it to John Lester. 1 down. Scott Van Slyke. 6-7 against a righty. Ground ball to second base. That is Addison Russell, a 2 and a 3. And he is just barely able to dive for that one and get it. And throws to first, and that's the second out. And Corey Seager. He's been having a good series here. 5-5. against a lefty, but he strikes out there, and Lester has had a very nice start to his game. 6 in the book, 2-0 Cubs. Moved Anthony Rizzo down the lineup. He has been struggling. Of course, he's been facing lefties. That probably doesn't help. 6-7, and he walks to lead off, so they will hold him on. Jorge Soler. So 0. Rizzo, he's going to take off here. 1 to 10 chance. And it's a 12. He's caught stealing. So get a little greedy, and that's 1 out. Jorge Soler. 6-11 against a righty. Fly ball to right. And that'll be the 2nd out. Hold on while I'm going to put these cards up here. Sometimes these cards, especially down in here, can be really tough to read, so I like to try and put them up here on my brace, so my mount for my camera, so that way I can verify what I'm seeing on the screen. Chris Denorfia, 2 down. 5-9 against a righty. Strikes him out. So probably wouldn't have amounted to much there for Rizzo anyway. It was maybe worth the 50-50 chance of moving him along there. So check the comments here at the 3. Lester will never throw to first. Yep. Well, if he doesn't put any base runners on, I guess he doesn't ever have to throw to first. Yasiel Puig, 1-5, and he just misses a home run there. Fly ball to left, Coughlin with the out. Man, I'll tell you what, I can't wait to start doing super advanced and incorporate the like that. That would have been a ballpark home run check there. Grandal, 2-9, and that's a ground ball to third base, and Bryant just barely gets to that one, and the Cubs have lucked out a couple times on rolls. Jock Peterson, bottom of the order, 2-8, and he strikes out, and so once through the order, and things are looking pretty sweet now for Lester. A 2-0 lead, and he's been clean so far. It gets to that one, and the Cubs have lucked out a couple times on rolls. Jock Peterson, bottom of the order, 2-8, and he strikes out, and so once through the order, and things. Give me a second here, guys. I got to think about this for a minute. Puig got the fly ball. So I got lucky with that one. All of these were off of the hitter cards, so whew. I just about messed that one up, guys. Sorry about that. Greinke against Russell. Bottom of the order for the Cubs. Got to remember to switch that card. 2-10. And Russell knifes one in the left for a single. Third hit of the day off Greinke for the Cubs. He will not be held on. Dexter Fowler. 5-12 batting from the left side. That's a ground ball to second base. Kendrick, a 3 and a 16. And that is a ground ball C, which means that Russell will move up to second. So Coughlin will come up with a runner in scoring position, and 1 away. 1-8, and he strikes out. Cubs may miss a glorious opportunity to extend their lead here. Chris Bryant 0 for 1, 2-7, and he strikes out, and Greinke, after the leadoff single, comes through with flying colors there. All right, we will now flip to John Lester's card. And try not to make that mistake again. What's going on here? Okay, see you, Benny. Carl Crawford against John Lester. 1-4, and he grounds it back to Lester, and Lester, not the greatest of fielders, but he is able to get that one. Basically dribbled right out to his feet so he could get that. Enrique Hernandez, 1-10, and it is long, and that one is gone. That halves the lead. A home run for Enrique Hernandez, his first hit of the series, I believe. And is now 2-1. First hit of the game for the Dodgers, and it's a big one. Big shot. Howie Kendrick, 4-11 against a righty. And that's the second out on a strikeout. 2 down. Adrian Gonzalez, 6-6, and that's a strikeout. So Lester fires back after giving up the tater. And we have a game here. Trying to line these up so that you can see all the rolls and everything. All right, getting Greinke back out to the mound. Face Schwarber, he took him deep first time around. 3-8, and he draws a walk, so he's been on twice. Well, I don't know if you can consider a home run being on. He was on and then he was off. Starlin Castro, they will hold Schwarber. And Castro, he's going to go ahead and try and hit and run. He's an A hit and run guy and a 9, and that's not going to get the job done. Ground ball to short. It's going to get the, you're going to be able to get the force play. Fielder's choice. So 2 attempts at a hit and run so far this game, and no dice either time. Won't hold Castro on. Here's Anthony Rizzo. 1-9, and that's a high pop-up behind the plate. And Grandal will take that one, and that'll be the second out. Jorge Soler, 4-8 against a righty, and it's a ground ball to third. And Seager throws to first and makes the play. 2-1, Cubs in the lead, but Dodgers are starting one of these comebacks they've been prone to make. Another check here. Hi, Jeff. Thanks for checking in. Yep, I understand about the commute. I have a 45-minute one every day, each way. So, Scott Van Slyke, 2-1 deficit for the Dodgers against Lester, 2-8. And that's a ground ball short. That will be an easy play for Castro. 1 down. It's Corey Seager, 5-6 against a lefty, and that's a strikeout. 2 down. Puig, 6-9 against a righty, and another strikeout. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Lester. He's having one of his best games of the season so far. He did give up the home run to Hernandez, but through 4.5, the Cubs are still on top 2-1. They'd love to get a couple of extra runs here. So Greinke back out to the hill. Chris Denorfia, 3-3, and a ground ball to the pitcher. Greinke much better fielding his position than Lester, and he gets that one. 1 down. Addison Russell, and there's a leaner, if you can see that. It's like it's on its point. We're going to re-roll all together. 2-5. 2-5, and that's going to be trouble for the Dodgers. That's a 1-19 double. It's an 18. So Russell at second, 1 out. Dexter Fowler. Russell won't be held on. 1-7 chance to steal third, but we're not going to fool around with that. Dexter Fowler. 2-10. Ground ball to second base. The runner will move up on that. That's the second out. Chris Coughlin, if he can get a base hit or maybe even a passed ball or wild pitch or something to that effect, we get that run home. Here comes Chris Coughlin against Greinke, 2 down. Runner at third, 5-9 against a lefty. And Coughlin strikes out for the second time. And 2-1. Well, John. Hi, John. I'm glad that you like it. I'm probably going to stick with it as long as I can. My next project is going to be a Phillies replay, and so I think that will make it easier because I'll pretty much have all of the Phillies pitchers in the mix, and then I just have to mix in whoever they're up against for the series. So, John Lester against Yasmani Grandal, lefty against the switch hitting batter who's batting from the right, 6'9", and that's a strikeout against Grandal. Lester with 9 now. Jock Peterson. Still only a 2-1 lead for the Cubs. They're not out of the woods here but by any stretch here in the top of the 6th. 6'9" against a lefty and another strikeout. Boy, he's gotten... I stirred those around for a long time and got another 6'9". How about that? Carl Crawford, top of the order, 0 for 2. 5-8 against a lefty. And 5-8 is a trouble roll for Lester. That is going to be a single on an 8-20. Otherwise, it is a triple. That is a single. With 2 outs, needing a run, and with Schwarber's +2 arm, because they're out of catchers, Crawford's going to make a dash for second base. 1-15 chance being held on. He's an A. You subtract 2 for being held on, but then you add 2 for the arm. And he is safe. They could tie the game on a single 2-star here from Kike Hernandez. He got a home run in the 4th inning to have the lead. So here we go. Hernandez, 2 outs. 3-8. That's a walk. Sets up a force play at any of the first, second, or third. Howie Kendrick now with 2 outs. 3-11. And that's a ground ball to first. And he will underhand it. You know what? Someone is right about that. Lester would never cover the bag. We'll say a U3. And over here we will too. All right, let's be realistic here. So, still 2-1, going to the bottom of the 6th. Greinke has allowed 4 hits. Still hasn't had to work too hard. He's going on 3 days rest, so should keep an eye on that. Chris Bryant. 5-11 against a righty. And that is a first base X chance. So that is Adrian Gonzalez. He's a 1 and an 11. It's going to go to his E rating, an E7. E7 and a 7. And that will be an out. We'll have Greinke run to first. Here's the first out. Kyle Schwarber went deep in his first at bat and then walked in his second. 5-3, batting from the left side. Ground ball to the pitcher. Greinke is a 1, so, and that's a 3, and so that will be an out. Correct? Make sure. Yes. I guess that's out of your frame. I apologize for that, but I'll move it over here. That is a 3. Things kind of slide on me as we go along here, so I don't know why. I guess I keep moving things. So, what was that? That was a 1-3. As Greinke made the play, 2 down, Starlin Castro. 3-7, ground ball to short. And Enrique Hernandez, 1-2-3, going to the 7th. Can the Cubs extend this series beyond the 5th game? It would go back to LA if they can get a victory here. They have the lead currently. Adrian Gonzalez against Lester. This is Lester's weakness inning. 2-5. That's a single. Leadoff single for Gonzalez. Okay. Well, they will have to hold Gonzalez on. So Scott Van Slyke going to swing away. That's a 6-8 against a righty. Oh boy. That's going to make it 1st and 3rd with nobody out, unless it's a 1, and then that would be... Oh, and it is a 1. Oh, boy. That's a double. It's going to be 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. And the Cubs are in trouble here. Lester's in trouble here. What are we going to do? What are they going to do? They got Corey Seager up. They will pitch to Seager here. They're going to have their bullpen up. They've got Puig on deck. They'll bring in it's Jason Mott maybe. So Corey Seager, 2nd and 3rd. They're playing the infield back here in the 7th inning. They'll concede the tying run to try and get it out. 5-8 against a lefty, and oh no, the 8 roll is coming up, and that's not good on Lester's card. 1-7 is a triple, and it's a 4, and that is a triple for Seager. 2 runs will score, and Lester's day will be done. Whoops. Three straight hits for the Dodgers after Lester went so long. He went so long with only the 1 hit given up. Then he gave up a single there and a walk, and that kind of started his descent into garbage time. And then, so Lester, he doesn't record an out in the 7th. 6 innings pitched. And he leaves the pitcher of record, which would be a losing pitcher, and he's responsible for Seager at 3rd. So they're going to go to Jason Mott. So the runner at 3rd, Puig, up now. And they're going to have to play the infield in here, try to cut the run off at home. So Yasiel Puig at the plate. 2-9. Oh, goodness gracious. What a bad luck roll there for the Cubs. That's a ground ball shortstop, but a plus. It's going to go through on the infield in. And that's going to be a single, and that's going to score a run. It's just horrible luck. Cubs have not gotten many breaks in this series, and that is a bad one right there. Grandal now. 3-7, and that's a walk. Jock Peterson, they're going back to the bullpen. They got to pull out all the stops now. Down 4-2. 3 runs here for the Dodgers, and they're going to go to Travis Wood. Did I not write down who? Well, Wood didn't pitch last game, so let's go to Travis Wood. Where is he? He's down here, maybe. Yep. Let's spread it out a little bit here so you guys can see. So things are not looking good for the Cubs now. Mott, he didn't record. No, nobody's recorded an out yet in this 7th inning. Jock Peterson for 7 against a lefty. That's a fly ball to left field. That'll be the first out. 1 down. Carl Crawford. (1-8), and that's a single. That's going to score a run. Boy, just keeps getting worse. And so Wood will stay out there for Hernandez. Runner at first. 1 away. 110. Oh, you got to be kidding me. The 110 roll against the lefty again. That one's long and that one's gone. Oh my goodness. 2-run home run. 2 home runs in this game for Enrique Hernandez. And what a game is he having. That makes it 7-2, and if there's any doubt about this series, it's just about gone. Howie Kendrick still only 1 out. 5-7 against a righty, struck him out. And Wood has a long relief rating, so that we don't count those. Adrian Gonzalez, you won't be able to see that. That's a 3-6. That's a walk. They batted around +1. And up comes Scott Van Slyke. 7-2. Runner at first won't be held on. 1-7. Strikes out. But that was the inning that couldn't end. And that's 6 runs. Actually, wait a second. That's 7 runs, actually. Boy, I missed that. It's actually 8-2. Nobody wanted to speak up because they didn't want the Dodgers to have another run. Well, the Dodgers potentially being a what do you call it in wrestling? A heel team? I think it's complete with this game. Boy, it looked like the Cubs were going to take it back to L.A., and instead, the Cubs really need some work here. They got some work to do. Anthony Rizzo for 7 against a lefty, and he strikes out. This is Greinke's inning of weakness. Soler, 2-8, and he strikes out. Chris Denorfia, 5-7 against a righty. Oh, and he's got a slight chance at a triple here, guys. And they have not had the luck in this game, and they aren't going to get it now. 8-2. Top of the 8th. Cubs are going to go to... They're going to go to their... oh, it's not... Strope. Maybe he's here. Alright, they're going to go to the better arms in their pen now. So Strope against Corey Seager. Guess that's right. What's going on here? Any comments? Hi, Phanomatic. So, Corey Seager against Pedro Strope. 6-7 against a lefty strikeout. 8-2 Dodgers. Dodgers looking to close this out. Yasiel Puig. 6-8. Guys can't quite see that. 6-8 against a righty. That's a walk. Boy, they got all these clean innings over in here, and it's gotten into a bit of an art class in the final couple columns. Yasmani Grandal, 1-5, and that's a strikeout for Strope. 2 down. Jock Peterson now, 6-11, and that's a strikeout against the lefty. So he strikes out the side, and he does allow a walk there. But the Cubs going to the bottom of the 8th, they need runs, and they need them fast. That's not it. That's not it either. Where did I put? Ah, there we go. So Greinke will come back out here. Might be able to go the distance. Addison Russell, 1-9, and that's a strikeout. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts for Greinke and 7+ innings of work. Dexter Fowler, 3-10, another strikeout. 2 away, Chris Coghlan. And that is a 5-12 against a lefty. Ground ball to second base. Howie Kendrick, 17 is going to be an out on the a 3-17 is a ground ball C. Dodgers are 3 outs away from the first TBL championship, as they have come back yet again. They were down 2-0 after the first inning, and they have held the Cubs scoreless since then. Greinke has had a heck of an outing up to this point. And hold on a second, I want to try and get these cards organized. They're going to go with Rondon now. Strope. All right, so Strope, Rondon will be in for Crawford. 3-9 and a 3-9, and Crawford is going to get his 3rd hit of the game. 3-9, 1-9 is a triple, and he just fielder barely gets the glove on it, and he holds him to a single. So 3 singles for Crawford. 8-2 lead. He's not going anywhere. Enrique Hernandez, 1-8, and that's a single. 2 stars, 1st and 3rd, with nobody out. Howie Kendrick, 2-3. They would not be holding anybody on at this point, so that's going to be a ground ball to short. 6-4-3 double play. Actually, with 1st and 3rd, let's make a revision to that. They would be playing with the infield in, trying to cut off runs. And so the bases weren't loaded. A ground ball A. Wait. Hold on. So if I say they play the infield in, that's a single because it's a plus. That's interesting. That's why you choose it beforehand. And the play is that they're playing the infield in. They want to limit runs, and that's going to be a single. and the run is going to score, and Hernandez will end up at third. That's got to be the way it is. I don't think there are hardly any teams that would give up a single run for 2 outs there in that situation. They're going to try to cut off the run. Adrian Gonzalez. And now Rondon is on his weakness point. 4-6 against the lefty. Oh, goodness gracious. We're going to have to go to the bullpen. 4-6. 1-18 is a double. That's a 16. That is a double for Adrian Gonzalez. And that's a double 2 stars, so Kendrick only makes it to third base, but RBI for Gonzalez, and it's now 10-2, and they're going to go to Justin Grimm here. So Rondon does not record an out. What a horrible outing showing for him. Scott Van Slyke, 4-3 against a righty. Ground ball to first base. That's Rizzo. He's a 1 and a 16, and that will be a ground ball A. Again, the infield would be in. So the infield in without the bases loaded. Ground ball A, the batter out, runner at third holds. So he'll take it to the bag himself, look the runner back. That'll be the first out. Again, the infield's in. Corey Seager, 4-7 against the lefty, strikes him out. Now they will play the infield back, Yasiel Puig. 2-3, ground ball to first. Inning over. 2 runs, 4 hits. Rondon was a complete travesty there. Apologies to all Cubs fans for that. So Zach Greinke, he's going to try to go to distance here. Chris Bryant, Kyle Schwarber, Starlin Castro. 10-2 lead. This is for all of the marbles. 3 outs and the trophy is theirs. Chris Bryant. 3-7 and a walk. Well, that's... You got to start somewhere, I suppose. Kyle Schwarber. 2-9. Strikes him out. 1 down. Starlin Castro. We will do the... I'm going to do the defensive indifference role here. 1-14. He goes to second. 15 through 19. He stays at first, a 20, and he is thrown out at second for whatever reason. Actually, you know what? I don't think I would ever do that. If we're going to do defensive indifference, we're never going to get him thrown out because we're just going to say he either stays or he goes. So that's a change that I need to make. So he's going to go up on defensive indifference. So that's going to be my cue from now on. For defensive indifference late in the game, if a player would want to steal second or take a bag and the defense says they're not going to throw at him, then what you do is you do this defensive indifference, and you can do this in your solo game. You take his running rating. If it's between that, he goes and takes second. If it's above it, then he just stays at first. Starlin Castro now, runner at second, 1 out. 6'5" against a righty. And 6'5", normal power. 1-5 is a home run. And it's a 4. That is gone. A consolation prize for Starlin Castro, a 2-run home run. 10-4 brings up Anthony Rizzo. They don't really want to have to go to... They want to give Greinke a chance to close out this game. Anthony Rizzo. 4-8 against a lefty. Ground ball to first. 2 away. Potentially the last out. Do the Cubs have anybody on their bench they want to spend? No, they'll go with Soler. 2 away. The Dodgers traveling contingent on their feet, hoping that their second starter can get the job done here and get the victory. Soler against Greinke. Nobody on, 2 out. 5-7. And a 5-7. Is it going to get behind Jock Peterson? A 1-3, and this game is not over. Otherwise, it is an out. It's a 15. It is caught by Peterson. That is the ball game. That is the conclusion. Dodgers win. Dodgers are the TBL champions of the 2015 season, at least for the first iteration of that. 10-4. Greinke goes the distance. Gets the win in a complete game. The loss will go to one. Yeah, it's going to go to John Lester. So that's that. And you're, you know what? The Dodgers did it again. Well, they did have 1 home run. Oh, they had 2 home runs. That's right. But they got the lead and for good on mostly on this chippy ball here with some singles and stuff. And they did get a 3-run home run from Hernandez. Can't forget that. But they had the 5-2 lead there at that point. So let's see. Let's go to the batting. I mean, it's tough not to say that you would give an MVP to one of the pitchers. Kershaw did get a victory finally. Let's take a look over here. Dodgers pitching stats. Kershaw, 2-0 in the playoffs, 1.20 ERA. And Greinke, his ERA would drop quite a bit in this one too, although he did get 4 in 9 innings, so it actually wouldn't drop all that much. So let's again take a look at the batting statistics here. Peterson went 0 for 4 in this game, and his average is not too brilliant. It's Corey Seager. He went 1 for 5. Golden sombrero if it weren't for the triple. That did score 2. So he got 2 RBIs in this game. So that takes him up to 12 in the series. Yeah, I'll tell you what. We could give that MVP of this series to Corey Seager probably. Granted, he didn't have all those RBIs in the series itself. Let me see. Let me get a quick survey of the games. I have all of the stats here. What did I do? I stamped that one wrong. Seager. 1 RBI there. 1 RBI there. 2 in game 2. And did I not? I guess I didn't do one for game. That was for game 1. Game 2, Seager was 0 for 4. Oh, I don't know. It's so tough to make a choice who the MVP is. Let's tell you what, let's just give it to Kershaw. He pitched a heck of a game in game 4. He did pretty well in game 1. He did give up 3 earned runs, but it was kind of a confluence of activities that caused him to do that. So, anyway, that's it, guys. We are through the TBL is complete for this season. Got some things on the horizon that I'll be mentioning more in the coming days. I already mentioned what the next project's going to be, but there's some additional thoughts to go with that. So I'll let you know more about that. You'll hear more here in the next few days. I want to thank you all for sticking through this. I keep thinking about, and I'll tell you, I have to give Phanomatic some credit for posting a question, and granted, this is not a replay, but he posted a question about, why do people do replays? I think just in that he's trying to find what really encapsulates, I think, the joy in why people do them. And so this isn't necessarily a replay. And I mean, there have been times that I've definitely thought to myself, what do people here watching this want to see, or what draws them back? And I think it's what drew me into watching tabletop baseballs back in the day. And when I say back in the day, it was about a year ago. Or baseball demos. It's that it's a game. It's entertaining for someone who is kind of a baseball nerd. No offense to anybody who's watching, but what I really have enjoyed about this is that you guys have been bought into a good bit of this. Granted, I understand that not every game is going to be interesting. For a while there, I was playing almost every game on YouTube, even the ones that were, Detroit and Milwaukee, which is kind of like a blah. Who cares about the last teams in the league? But you guys hung in there, and I've gained subscribers. And that was not my intention per se. I wasn't out there to try and cater to any of you in particular. I don't know. There have been ways I've been trying to adjust the presentation to try and cater to people. But when it came to putting a series out there, I just kind of did it what brought me passion. And I hope through that you guys have experienced that. And that I know that it's brought a few people to decide to buy the game and start their own projects. And again, it's kind of like, why do we do a project? Well, the reason that that I did a project is that I wanted fulfillment in what I was doing. I played a couple quick games, and I'm like, what am I going to do with this? And I started looking around the internet, and I found forums and such that, that had ideas, and I started seeing, like, Jeff Pullman was in here, and he's done replays that he's written books about, fiction books, and I would recommend any of you checking them out. I've seen them around, and I guess I'm not much of a reader, but I probably, there are times when I get into it and get into reading, and I'm going to check them out. But I would just say the reason that we do it is mostly because, number one, you want to have something to shoot for. I have a goal. I mean, I don't think some people have a goal to create a channel that is entertaining for people, and you're running projects people have interest in. That's great. I created projects to give me something to do, to entertain myself in a time when I had some real tough things going on. So it just so happened that I had a lot of people buy in and watch, and I'm looking forward to the next series. I'm hoping that it draws people in, whether they are Phillies fans or not. We'll see. If it doesn't, well, I understand, guys. Maybe I'll find some Phillies fans, and maybe I may have to marry in a project or two that I don't want to overextend myself. It's easy to do, but I've got to go. I got to put some laundry in the dryer. Thanks for watching, everybody. Strat on. Dodgers are your champions. Thanks for watching.